It happens to everyone. You walk into a new room, shake a hand, and hear those 5 words. Tell me about yourself. Panic sets in. The problem isn't that you don't know who you are. The problem is that the question is completely open-ended. It feels like a massive pop quiz with no syllabus and no obvious starting point. But it doesn't have to be a test. Meet Mikasa and Jack. They use a simple framework to turn this anxiety-inducing prompt into a structured invitation to connect. This animated diagram breaks down their approach, a 3-part system we'll call the layered introduction. You start in the center with objective facts, step outward to your immediate surroundings, and finally expand into your subjective personality traits. Mapping a vague question into a predictable sequence provides a structural roadmap you can use whenever you're in a new social encounter. The center layer covers the absolute basics. For Mikasa, that means saying she's 25 and lives in a quiet small town. Jack shares that he's 28 and lives in a busy city apartment. Adding your daily occupation instantly grounds these numbers. Saying, "I am a teacher" or "I am an art student" gives the listener a practical, immediate anchor for your identity. As this diagram shows, once the basics are established, you move outward to the second ring, the personal world. The focus shifts away from your individual stats to the lives connected to you. You might mention an older brother or a younger sister. You can even mention what your parents do for a living. Sharing that your mother is a writer or your father is a chef adds instant warmth to your profile. And nothing builds a bridge faster than mentioning a pet. Jack brings up his friendly brown dog, Max, while Mikasa mentions her sleepy black and white cat, Luna. It's an easy, universal touchpoint. In just a few sentences, these foundational layers turn a stranger into a person with a distinct history and a life outside the room. Returning to our diagram, the final step takes us to the outermost ring, personality. This is where the conversation pivots away from objective facts and dives into highly subjective territory. Sharing simple preferences, like a favorite food or color, paints a vivid picture. Knowing that Jack prefers pepperoni pizza and rock music, while Mikasa loves pasta and the color of nature, reveals exactly how they experience the world. Contrasting hobbies serve the exact same purpose. Jack plays weekend soccer with his friends. Mikasa prefers reading adventure stories in quiet. These details give the listener distinct, easy paths to ask follow-up questions. But there is a counterintuitive strategy that works exceptionally well here, sharing the mild things you actively dislike. Jack admits he hates the taste of olives. Mikasa shares her dread of waking up early and her dislike of spicy food. Admitting a harmless pet peeve shows vulnerability and often sparks playful banter. Stepping out into personal tastes and minor gripes is what makes you memorable. It turns a standard demographic profile into an engaging character. Now, possessing this entire layered roadmap leads to one final rule. You should never dump all of these facts on someone at once. This logic model illustrates contextual curation. You select specific information that fits the environment you're standing in, rather than delivering a full data dump. If you are introducing yourself in a formal setting, like a new classroom, you pull from the inner rings. You state your name and perhaps your educational goals or why you're taking the course. Conversely, if you are at a casual party, you skip the heavy resume. You pull from the outer rings, pairing your name with your weekend hobbies or your favorite music to match the relaxed energy of the room. When you offer a curated hook, the person listening gains a specific starting point for a follow-up question. Now it's your turn to practice this curation. Head down to the comments and write a short 2-sentence introduction tailored to this video. Choose your layers, drop your hook, and see for yourself how every introduction is really just the starting line of a conversation.